The state DMV is warning drivers about an uptick in staged car crashes. Now, this is where scammers play a dangerous game to fraudulently collect insurance money while making innocent drivers their victims. 2 on Your Side's Dave McKinley has more about how this works and how to avoid being taken advantage of. Dave?
Mary Alice law enforcement tells us this is not a new scam, but the state DMV says it's on the rise, with these staged crashes increasing 34% for the last 3 years, for which they have statistics available. Plenty of people have had accidents, but is it always accidental?
There's the rub. Yes. I mean, that's the question.
Indeed, according to the National Insurance Crime Bureau, staged accidents are big business. They produce videos to show how sometimes entire teams of scammers work to perpetrate these frauds, for which they even have names. Among the most popular, the so-called swoop and squat. You're on a busy expressway when a vehicle swoops in front of the squat car, which is the car that's purposely already gotten in front of you. When the squat car hits the brakes to avoid the swoop car, another scammer has already boxed you in. Unable to change lanes, you hit the squat car. Yes, it's their fault, but they're going to stage this crash in a fashion to make it look like it was your fault. And if you've rear-ended someone, you're almost presumed at fault. And if there's any doubt, the scammers usually have several people in their cars to serve as ready witnesses to say it was your fault, sometimes feigning injuries to increase the claim against you. The DMV says your best defense is your defensive driving skills, to always be aware of your surroundings and being prepared for anything.
If it's been a while since you really have honed those skills, consider taking a defensive driving course just to learn some additional tips to make sure that you're safe on the road.
They also say after the crash, you should always call the cops, because their experience allows them to pick up on things that you might not.
There's so much that people don't deal with on a regular basis in that scenario. They may miss a lot of little red flags, and that's why it's always important to call police to not only do the collision, the accident report, but to look at kind of the whole umbrelling investigation as a whole.
He also reminds that if you're engaged in that bane of modern motoring called distracted driving, the odds of a crash increase whether it's staged or not.
And then across the board, it doesn't matter how old you are, how much driving experience you have, you're 23 times more likely to get into a collision when driving distracted.
Now, the other shoe that unfortunately drops for those who fall victim to staged crashes can be a hike in their insurance rates, sometimes by a few $100s. Experts say dash cams have actually helped victims fight the fraud and catch the perpetrators. We have other tips as well when you look for this story later on our website, WGRZ.com. On Your Side, Dave McKinley, Channel 2 News.
Dave,